Hello folks, welcome to day 23, the 23rd of January. Late one tonight because we've just had our lovely friends over for dinner and spent many hours nattering and putting the world to rights. Good way to spend Friday night. I thought I'd briefly talk about the first of the books that I'm going to publish this year. I've mentioned 13 Roses before, but a friend of mine on Twitter said that she'd quite like to hear a bit more detail about the books, so I thought I would start with the first one to come out. The series is 13 Roses. It's a paranormal post-apocalyptic zombie fable, and it'll come out in 7 books in total. So 13 Roses began with a brainstorm between my wife and I. I was trying to come up with ideas on what to blog about. My blog is a fiction blog. I write stories and put them on the blog. And so we were trying to come up with concepts that a kind of overarching concept that allowed you to tell a series of short stories within a larger concept. And so we came up with this idea of the flower seller. Every morning he strolls down onto Embankment in London and he sets up his flower stall. And every day he will only serve one customer. And that customer will be on the edge. They will have a decision to make that will either send them into happy days or into terrible despair. Or maybe they are in a terrible relationship and it's come to a crunch point. Any point there, they're teetering on the brink. And so he serves them and he sells them some roses. And his job essentially is to save them, so to pull them back from the brink and help them make the right decision. I told a week's worth of stories in this way. Each day he served a new person. We found out about that person and who they were and what their challenge was, and we found out whether or not he was successful in saving them. And by the time I'd got to about the 3rd or 4th person, I realised that this was going to go for a little bit longer than just telling these stories. And it turned out to be the first half of the first book in 13 Roses, because I was creating characters that I loved, and the 3rd or 4th character turned out to be someone who was going to create a plague that would kill most of mankind and turn them all into zombies. Hooray! And so the bigger picture of 13 Roses was born. Over the next few days I shall go into those characters and introduce you to them and let you know all about them. But the first one is the flower seller. He's also known as Luke, and as you get into the books it becomes quite clear that he's perhaps a little bit more than he seems. Progress today is good. Wrote 4,500 words and edited 7,000 words. One of my favourite quotes of all time now from Groucho Marx. I won't be able to say it like he probably did, but outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. Thank you folks, I hope you've had a lovely day today and I shall see you tomorrow.